All right, y'all, it's time for another update. Let's see, we are on day 146, and we just claimed 650 energy from the daily login reward, which is perfect timing because my favorite event is currently going on. That's right, we have a 3x drop fever event in the Dragon's Lair. Honestly, the way I play this account and my main account is really actually centered around these drop fever events. Um, Essentially, I pool all the energy I get, right? Like you'll see I've been saving energy for quite a while here. I think the last time I burned it was, over a month ago. And this is not even the oldest energy that I had because I've been using it. And we've got a decent pile of gems. And what we save that for is really these drop fever events. That's where I spend all the energy. Of course, sometimes I have to spend a little here and there to finish different events for fusions and stuff like that. And obviously, a lot of energy doesn't last that long. It only lasts, a lot of it lasts like 6 days, for example, or about a week. So sometimes we have to use it just before it expires. But all of our big long-term energy, what I choose to do with it, and what I think is probably the most useful thing to do with it, is save it for these drop fever events. Because the reality is that I do think farming dragon is a little underrated. Actually, I think a lot of endgame players don't farm dragon. They don't think farming dragon is worthwhile. I actually disagree. I think farming dragon actually is pretty good. I think the most impactful gear you get for PvP is your speed and accuracy gear. There's so many champions that need speed and accuracy. So your arena speed boosters, your lockout champions, all that kind of stuff. And I think a lot of people underestimate how what's the right way to say this, how limited that gear actually is, and how much like a single piece of gear actually is impactful. I think a lot of people don't understand, don't really look at their gear and don't appreciate like what a single piece of gear would mean, and that they might not have that gear. For example, on my account, I don't have any triple roll speed chests. My Arbiter runs at almost 400 speed, but I still have not rolled a triple roll speed chest. That can make a huge difference, and especially when we start to think about super rare pieces, like an accuracy chest with an accuracy set chest with an accuracy roll and a quad speed. Like, that single piece of gear, people will be like, oh, I just have perception, it doesn't matter. It's like, yeah, you might have perception, but that specific piece of gear is so rare and so difficult to get. Or even if it's not a quad roll, even if it's a triple roll, it's so rare and so difficult to get, and yet when it comes to PvP, that single piece of gear can make a huge difference relative to even lots of different champions. Because like, if you want your arena lockout champion to be super fast and super high accuracy, that chess piece is going to make a huge difference. And so I can count the number of pieces on my account, even after years of playing, that have those specific roles. And so really, when you have something like this, these drop fever events for things like speed gear, which is a very important set for PvP, I know that we're not in the speed meta, but like, here's the reality. I use speed leads, and I do a lot of my PvP using speed champions, and speed is how I still win a lot of my fights in live arena and in gold 4 tag team. And I'm in gold in live arena. Like, I'm in the top 1,300 players. So it's not true that speed gear doesn't matter and that the meta has changed. Like, it does matter. It can still work, actually, and a lot of fights. And here's the thing I've noticed with live arena. A lot of fights don't come down to how fast is your fastest champion. They come down to how fast is your second fastest champion, because people are going to ban the first one, and then the second one is the one that actually where the rubber hits the road. So and then the other thing is having different types of champions built in different ways can be really important. It's like, I don't just want a warlord in high speed and accuracy. I also want my Alsgor to have super high speed and accuracy. I also want my Morrigan as my second speed, or actually Deacon as one of my speed boosters. I know Deacon, he's an epic, but I roll the quad speed and Sacred Orders, so I still end up using him as a speed booster. you know, other sort of champions, like all sorts of things, like I don't know, CC or whatever. When you have lots and lots of different pieces of gear, you can build the variety of champions you need to bring in the specific counters for different things in mostly PvP is what we're talking about. I don't think Dragon's actually that good in terms of PvE gear. I think Fire Knight definitely wins that one. Although a lot of the like reflex and stuff like that too. Anyway, I guess the point is that I think there's a lot of value in farming Dragon regardless of where you're at in the game, and I think these Drop Fever events with the 3x are the time to do it. So I've already spent like thousands of energy farming on my main just in the last day, and I've pretty much been running this count in the same way. I've been farming Dragon non-stop since the 3x event started. The one thing I'm doing differently on this account is I'm not necessarily speed running it. I'm running it with this team right here, which is this trio. The duo with just Artak and Broadmaw, it has a slightly higher failure rate than I would like, which is why I bring in Arbiter too, because I'm doing a lot of food. But I'm also leveling up all my champions while I do it. So I guess that's a long-winded way of saying that what we're doing right now is spending all of our time and energy farming triple roll or farming speed gear during the 3x speed event in the Dragon, and we're using all the energy that we've banked up. I basically intend to, as long as I'm at my computer and available, I will be running Dragon on this account until the event ends. I haven't been running it overnight. Might do that. The problem with that is it's a little more difficult to manage the energy refills, and I don't want to just like, I don't know, I don't want to go too crazy. But we have 2,800 gems, so honestly we could probably jump into there. So yeah, that's the plan. That's what we're gonna be doing right now. I guess we'll go ahead and check our soul merchant, see if there's anything in here we want. Ooh, Broadmaw soul. I'm not gonna buy it though. I have been thinking more and more like whether I should start farming Iron Twins. It's a little tricky because we don't have like a Geomancer. We're never gonna get one, but if I could get up to, I don't think it's worth farming below stage 10 at all, but I do start to think like, okay, maybe if we could farm stage 11 and pick up some of these essence. I need to check the drop rates, but if we could get some of these essence and get some higher blessing levels on Artak, that would be huge in terms of things like Hydra or just other content where even Iron Twins, it would be huge where it doesn't get cleansed off when it becomes protected. It's just really nice to have that blessing. So I don't know, I'm starting to think of like, okay, is Iron Twins in the future at any point? I got to start looking into that. Maybe we'll see if we can make a team to at least farm stage 11, and then I don't know, we'll go from there. Yeah, okay, so that's the main thing we have going on. In terms of events, we do have some interesting events. We have this Dungeon Divers event that's going on right now that actually does give a legendary book at 6,000 points. So I may actually, I should probably farm overnight. Honestly, maybe I'll do that tonight to try and pick this up, because no better time to farm than during this speed event. So we should go ham and try and pick that up, especially since getting legendary books is gonna be really important on this count. Other things that we have going on, we have this Deck of Fate event. I've spent my coins. For some reason I thought it was going to expire yesterday, but then it didn't. Or I read the time wrong. We have another 9 hours. I haven't been going too hard on this. I kind of would like to, but honestly I just don't have the time when I'm farming so much Dragon. I need to do a lot of gear cleansing because I've filled up like all my artifacts over and over again, and I really need to just like get rid of all this stuff so that my mail isn't constantly completely overflowing. But yeah, anyway, so like, what was I saying? Oh, I just haven't had the time to upgrade gear for the Deck of Fate event because I want to use the airplane mode trick and all that. Summon Rush, we're obviously going to skip. What's the other one here? This Champ Training, is this going to load? Oh, I just realized I have my display set up wrong. Okay, come on. There's a Champ Training event that I want to show you that is not loading. Check connection error. Oh, feels bad, man. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, that's going on as well, and that's something I am interested in. I will need to see exactly where we get to after the farming of the Dragon event, but we may try and pick up another legendary book at 10,000 points there. I do want to level food. The one rough thing about this is like, okay, we just came off this fusion. And I really need to like master and level up all these champions that we got, right? Like our Newt and our Drexstar and our Cronam and our Marsa and all this stuff. And it's just like, oh man, when are we ever gonna find time to farm masteries? So I don't know. That is something I'm thinking about, but I don't know. We'll just have to cross that bridge when we get there. And I don't know. Maybe we'll end up skipping a fusion or something just to find the time to actually put that in. But we also need the legendary books too, so I guess that's what I'm mentioning in terms of the champ training. I may look at that, but I haven't committed to it yet. Other than that, I think that's mostly it. At some point, I will roll up all this gear that we've been farming, and I'll let you know if we get anything cool. We're waiting on Doom Tower. We've got 3 more days until it resets, so that's just on the radar. Got the last call of the Arbiter thing today, so we've got 1 week and 5 days. Honestly, I should go through, and I've been claiming my energy refills, but honestly, I should go through and claim all of this energy and use it on the dragon during this event. That would be a great time. If you've been saving this energy, I would suggest that now is probably the right time to use it, because I don't think you're going to be able to use it before the next fusion. My guess is that the next fusion will get announced next week and then maybe start the week after, so we probably won't be able to get to use this energy for the fusion, so I would recommend using it right now during the Dragon 3X speed event. And that, I think that's it. I did some forging as well, and I rolled up some gear for Perception. I can't remember if I talked about CVC. I didn't do a video yesterday. I think we did. We didn't win the CVC, so there was nothing that crazy there. But the energy is coming through from that, some of that stuff. Other thing we have working on actually is I did pick up the resistance, and we grabbed a point of the HP. I want to take both HP and defense up, I think, next to max, because I really want to be able to get my Cronam to farm not Sand Devil. Yeah, Sand Devil. I really want my Chrono to be able to farm Sand Devil, and the stat requirements for that are intense, so that's kind of what we're focusing on now, and it'll also help Artak be a solo champion for some of the other stuff. I would like to start thinking about how we can move up to hard mode dungeons and things like that, but I don't know. Well, I think I still need to get a little bit better gear, and the Great Hall is part of that. I did spend some of the area bonuses. Got Dragon's Lair running well. Spiders is running not completely maxed out. But all that's going on as well. When we get Newt all finished, we'll think about Clan Boss, but I can't finish Newt until I finish this event because I'd rather spend my energy there. So, okay, that's going to be it for now. I will see you in the next one. Have a good one. Cheers.